guest. I'm honored. This is great. I actually get to call on over a friend. Eddie Griffin, come on over.
Congratulations,
Woo!
Eddie. Welcome in, buddy.
All right. We have.
for having me.
Of course.
And you have a success as a writer of long-form content. This is for the category. That was the category. This is Chicago Stories, the Black Sox scandal. And as a White Sox fan, kind of hurts that this one wins because it is a scandal, but it hits home really for you, right, Eddie?
As a Southsider, as a lifetime White Sox fan, the idea of getting to do a show about the Chicago White Sox was incredible. And then you find out, well, we're going to be talking about the year that they threw the World Series, the worst year in their history, in franchise history. But we had to cover it, and I think we did a pretty good job.
Talk about
Really? Everybody did.
I think so. I think the judges thought that too. Tell people who may not know a little bit about what that scandal was all about.
So
if you can.
in 1919, the Chicago White Sox were in the World Series. We're the best team in the league, like the Yankees of our time, or the Lakers, like the
No offense. Think like opposite of the Sox these days.
Yes, exactly. Think like the flagship franchise. They had won the World Series in 1917. 1919, they're in the World Series, and they decided to take money from gamblers to fix a World Series, to lose on purpose. And they got away with it for an entire year until people started to speak, started to talk. A couple of the players said, well, I didn't get as much money as the other guy got. And it all blew up. And it was a scandal. It went to the United States Supreme Court. Like this was not just like, by the way.
Not to the confines of the
This was not just a little thing. It was like, oh, they were cheating all the time. They got caught. And so it became a national story. It became a scandal. It became like, this was baseball. This was the national pastime. You ruined the game, blah, 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 all that stuff, to where the entire world, entire country was, how dare you destroy the sanctity of the game? And the White Sox were caught, eventually tried, found guilty, and banished from the game. Never played again. Threw it away, threw their entire careers away, all their earning potential gone and when it turns out, what we covered in the show, they didn't really get paid what they were supposed to get paid.
And it was pretty measly in the first place. And so is that what you're trying to bring to, this isn't 1919. What are you sharing now? What makes this an exciting, not just story, but I mean, really an entire documentary?
One, you've got the reemergence of sports betting. So now what was frowned upon is now accepted. But also, I think what a good show does, and my co-writer, who's not here tonight, Michael Harvey, did a great job of like encapsulating what the public thought. The public thought was just they were betrayed, and so we tried to make this a human interest story. These players were, imagine like someone coming here and like, hey, you're going to get this award, but take a couple $10,000.
Yeah.
You'd probably do it.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? And so that's kind of what we tried to put in players' mind, or in the viewers' minds, is that the players were presented with this opportunity to make a little cash, probably get away with it, probably weren't going to get caught.
And unlike the athletes of today, these guys were not making a killing in the first place.
No, this wasn't. This is not what you think of today, where
Got it.
lifetime contracts and Shohei Ohtani making $750 million. These guys were paid well, but this wasn't life-changing money. A lot of these guys worked in factories in the off season.
Wow.
They went back and had another job
Sure.
or second job to supplement their income. So imagine, your entire year's worth of salary, you could get paid. For what? For not running out of grounder a little bit, for missing, a pitch that you should hit, stuff like that. So they kind of rolled the dice.
Yeah.
And didn't get away with it.
This is really special, and we're so honored to have you sitting with us, and the importance of having stories like this on public television for people to see it and understand that importance. Am I right about that?
Yes, as Amanda knows, PBS
Knows and believes.
Yes, it's been a tough year for PBS.
Sure.
But a night like tonight is great to come out here and to say, look, these are the stories we're telling for the community.
Amen.
This is a Chicago story.
Yep.
The Black Sox scandal is a Chicago story that had national interest.
And this is a whole part of a Chicago Stories series. Eddie, can you tell us a little bit about that? Because speaking of, I don't know, not sports rivalries, but maybe a little bit of TV ones. Actually, a colleague and friend from WTTW was also up for this award. And I think Dan was the winner last year. He got the statue.
So the backstory is, it's an honor to be nominated with friends and colleagues, but it creates a little bit of rivalry. Flashback last year, same category, two different Chicago stories. Dan Andrews, myself, were nominated. I was along with Robert Lorzell. I think Dan was solo for his nomination, and they won. And so, I had to hear a whole year from Dan.
So this makes
So
sense.
now he's got a whole year to hear it from me, and then we'll see what happens next year.
Well, look, we
Revenge
appreciate
is sweet, but it's an honor for both of you, as you said. It truly is. That's not something we just say. An honor to be nominated, whether or not you win. But wow, a win is pretty sweet. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Thank you
Congratulations, Des. We got more winners already waiting in the wings.
All right, let's
so
come on
we've
over.
got some more. We can bring them over,
See
I
you
think. Yeah.
Perhaps later, because I know
maybe
Eddie's
we'll
up
be
for
back.
more.
You can keep
Yes.
this here if you want. If you want to.
We'll leave
Congratulations.
something as a centerpiece.
That's great.
I'll replace it.
Welcome. Oh, we got one.
Hey.